Harry Studios, thank you for the resub. How you doing? So I still got some light blocking to do on the LED, but I think this will work. And it does match up the blinking as it looks in Star Trek the Motion Picture. If I can get my fingers to cooperate. Not yet. Come on, you. So once I light block the rest of the LED, it'll only come out of that part, and I'll be able to backlight the rest of this with another strip. So how's everything going for you today? That heat up? Okay. You said you ordered your helping hands, didn't you? Ah, darn it. I gotta tighten that down. So let's let this one cool off. Sometimes these tips loosen up. Fortunately, I've got my backup one. I'm not touching that until it's cooled off. Make sure this is good and tight before. Go. No, I get you. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. With my back being inflamed right now, and just the weather in general, I don't want to head out. So tomorrow I'm gonna go to the hobby shop, get some white, gray, and light blue, so I can work on the Zentradi Regult. And then I'm also gonna see if I can pick up a couple cans of pearl white and some black primer and gray primer for the Enterprise, because I need to put down a light blocking layer and then throw down. Okay. So throw down light blocking, throw down gray primer, throw on pearl white. Might do white primer instead if I can get it. Then throw down the pearl white as the base coat for when I start doing decals on the refit. I need to clean my tip. That's what she said. Come on. There we go. That's better. Try and tin this wire. The company sent me what looks like steel wire, much higher conductivity than copper in terms of heat. Yeah, it didn't stick. Got a cold join. Yep, cold join. This might be on hold if I can't get this wire to cooperate. Need some copper wire. Plus, it's the first soldering of the morning, so it's gonna be rusty. Oh, that's better. Yep. So this is the other portion of wiring that's going to go in the bridge, facing the front three lights. Hopefully it'll direct enough forward that even without putting a direct spotlight LED right at the front of the bridge, it will cause kind of that fan effect that we want. Probably not, but I can hope. Since this version of the kit doesn't use a true white plastic, I can't do the Raytheon effect. Good join. Not good join. God darn it. Fortunately, these little LED strips can take a little bit of abuse. Not much, though. I am by no means a professional at this, so if I'm insulting any professional solderers or people who put lights in their kits, sorry. It's a hobby. I don't do it for a job. Damn it. This is fucking steel wire. Should retitle the stream "How to Fail at Soldering." So if you want to learn how not to do it, watch me. Okay, that looks like it tinned properly. Let's see if we can actually get it to do what it needs to do. Get you out of the way. Good bond. Good light. Sorry. Yeah, and I just... I think the chrome layer's dried, so we're gonna throw some light blocking black onto the flasher. Doesn't matter what it looks like inside, as long as it looks all right outside. I've ordered a set of masks for the outside of the hull, for that window, all the rest of the windows on the ship. Lieutenant Dan's getting ice cream. Here's my strip of styrene. Making backings for this stuff. Pencil, where are you? There you are. Is this? Yeah, it is styrene. Just doesn't want to. I just need a little bit of a lip to be able to glue to the clear plastic there. Because I do want light to bounce to the rear, which it will do. I just don't need it as intense as it going forward. Guess I should check that for light bleed. You're going to see some through the plastic, but shouldn't see any through the rest of the hull. Still a little more work, but that should be good, especially if the other light's on constant. Yeah, the instructions for the light kit called for a singular 3mm LED for the bridge right in the middle. I figure this might do a little better. And I just broke the super glue joint. I'll get back to that. Yeah, we'll fix that later. God damn it. Maybe we will switch to something else and I'll just work on this off stream. I'm tired of this. Or maybe I should just shut the hell up and stop giving up so easily on things. I'll have to trim that plastic after this cures for a second. Or not. Let's just get her lined up. There we go. Flush. Let's see. All right, let's adjust you so you don't do that again. There. Glue it back on. Once I get this to set, I'll probably just glue the bridge module on. Might have to do some careful cutting. I don't know. I'm out of accelerator. I just hit it with that. Okay, we're just going to sit here and hold this until the glue sets. I don't know why my super glue isn't setting right now. Bottle's probably gotten old. Yes, Mittens, what do you want? While that's sitting, let's solder up something else. There you are. The impulse engine lights. Exactly. Unless you're working on a 3D printed resin kit, and then it just doesn't stick at all when it snaps, and the surface is too clean, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe I'll do that later tonight. I gotta clean off my print bed and print the final pieces for my replacement for my Randy Cooper blockade runner. Soldering's a lot the same. Sometimes you get, that wire that just drinks it up really low heat. And other times you get it where, like this, it's just not wanting to grab at all, which makes tinning difficult. And we have a cat behind us, by the way. Mittens, you're not helping my posture right now. You are a big boy to be back there. Yeah, I know. You just want attention from Daddy. But these should shine a nice bright red, and they'll go in the impulse drive section of the saucer. So right here, I'm going to block them off with some sheet plastic. That way the glow from the surrounding LEDs will light up the impulse crystal, and then the engines will be red. What? What buttons? Sorry. You're stuck there. Yeah. You're stuck there, big boy. And I think the modifications I'm making to the current light kit are going to be beneficial. Cat, you're not helping. You're bumping me. Sorry if I'm a bit out of camera. This kind of stuff, I've just got to kind of do it with the angle that's comfortable to me. Excellent. Nice red LEDs glowing there. They're a lot more saturated in person. Okay, and now, since I don't need this, well, no, I don't need that end. So, cut it a bit shorter. Because what I want to do is get it up inside this area. mounted to a big old piece of sheet plastic. So that way it just lights up the engines and not the rest of the saucer. Very concerned about light bleed in terms of color bleed. So like when it comes to all these secondary lights, like the position lights, they have a colored LED. I don't know if I want to use them. Because I do have the colored LEDs for the position lights. I just don't know if I want to use them for fear of the light bleeding through somewhere and contaminating the rest of the saucer. Or if I should just color the clear parts and go from there. Mittens, you are not helping my back today. Holy crap. Thank you. He got down. So I'm going to position this like this with the leads going this way. Because there's going to be another set of LED strip right here, kind of like these. And I could just tap into the end of those. I think that's going to work very well. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it is. Yep. I'm sorry for not being on last week. I needed time. To be honest, I needed downtime. It was it was a week. I'll tell you that. It was a week. You know? So I've got these masked, but I've got a masking kit coming, so I'm gonna peel the mask off because I want to see how these look. Because I've also got the tinted red plastic on here. I sprayed some Tamiya clear red on it, and then it'll be getting frosted once that's done too. There's going to be some light blocking to fix here. This is not going to be a very fast project. Hey Solway, how you doing? I didn't know if you were flying back yet or not, so I just kind of left you alone for next time, you know? I can clean up more of that later. Oh, you're home already. Holy crap. I'm glad your flight went well then. Oh, with the flat coat over it, that's going to look great. Oh, I wish the LEDs were more centered, but screw it. I can live with that. Some generous helpings of flat coat. That'll diffuse nicely. I'm sorry about the bad Paul Rudd impression. So I need one, two, three, four, five, six more of these three strips. Actually, I have to test this just to see how it's going to look mounted. Well, I'm glad you're home. Sorry you had to go home. I wish this would have been your permanent relocation trip. Did I knock that off the counter? I think I knocked it off the counter. I did. Hi, Allie. Hi, Arnie. Ow, 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 ow. I hope so. It's cheaper than constantly flying back and forth, isn't it? Sorry if I'm not perfectly in camera for this. Okay, really doesn't bother the fit very much. Yes, they are. Baby Roof? I'm gonna just twist these together very badly so I can get a top view look at it. That didn't go right. Or actually, it did. So others will probably chime in at some later date and say this is flashing too quickly. I've noticed that Star Trek 1, or the motion picture, and 3 blink this way, and 2 and 6, both Nicholas Meyer films, blink slowly because I'm thinking you overcrank the film a bit more to try and give the ship more weight. I don't think they changed the timing at all. It's just the rate of filming. Stop it. Stop it. Cooperate. Or do I exterminate? Let's see how it looks with all the lights out. Obviously, a lot of light bleed, but that's going to look pretty good when it's all down on and painted. I'm going to have to do more masking on that one, though, just to tone it down some. And then just to see how the impulse crystal is going to be lit by bounce, check this out. There's no LED directly under the blue crystal yet. But once you put the other half of the hull on, you'll get the bounce from it. And you're going to have 6 of those strips in there. That might not need its own LED. Yay, Eagle's home. Everybody's home now. So still a little more work to do on the bridge. Let's get to soldering again. My unfavorite pastime. Did I leave this on or did it turn off? It turned off. Okay. Figure what I'll do is I'll get the ring for the main illumination done, and then where I need to, I'll cut and splice into the wires to install the ancillary LEDs for things like navigation lights and things like that. He didn't even get to the Grissom. Boo! You mean to tell me I'll have bought and lit a new Grissom by the time he gets to working on his? Honestly, I thought you were at least going to attempt Shockwave while you were here, just because you had done Prime last time. That's what I get for thinking, I guess. Yeah, I saw that. So you're still doing the munitions on the 111? Well, unfortunately, on those old Vietnam era aircraft, they were made to carry all the munitions. The government was asked, how many munitions do you want this thing to carry? And it was responded with yes. What's really sad is it was originally a Navy plane that got replaced by the Tomcat because it was so heavy, it was cracking its own hydraulics on the nose gear. Yes, drink the solder. Yes. That is some of the ugliest work I've done yet. So what shall we talk about today? At least this stream hasn't been as dry as my past few. And what about the Reliant? I mean, we're still building the refit, and in order for the Reliant to happen, the refit must be done. It's right over there. Clamps are holding it together, just seeing if the hull wants to shrink back to shape or if it wants to stay. I'll look in just a moment, Eagle. But I did order a set of masks for the refits windows, and I ordered a second set. Because the Reliant is made of a translucent white resin mixed with the fiberglass. Which means if I stuff it with LED strip, try and get LEDs to fit where I can, you know, and then apply the mask to the windows and remove them last, then I should have some nice frosted windows all over the hull once the masks are removed. The most I'll have to do is spray that purple ink clear coat mix on the engines on the inside and the outside before I mask, so that way they have the proper glow. If I even decide to light the purple area of the engines, because we never did see the Reliant go to warp. The only time we see the Miranda class with lit warp engines like that is Next Generation. But the Enterprise will be lit like that, so it stands to reason I should probably light the Reliant like that. But even at Impulse, the refits engines stayed dark. Only when they went to warp. But if you want to see the hull in its current state, I can grab that in a second once I get this next set of wires installed. It's definitely looking a lot better than it has since I got it. So, no, it's not so much resting, it's just sitting right there. I've got the back taped together, just trying to train it and figure out where I'm going to put screws. Who's dinging me? Oh, we got somebody watching on YouTube too. Welcome, welcome. Don't be shy, say hi. Turn this off for a sec so I can prep the next few pieces. And I want to check this for continuity. And we're good. Give me a second. I shall get the old girl. And I figured out how I might be able to save the engines. They are not terribly warped because they're pretty thick. But what I need to do is spray a little bit of primer along the edges and see if I can detect where the original part line was outside of the fiberglass, and do my best to file and sand and trim it down to that point. Because it wasn't terribly consistent. And if I can't do that, then I'll resort to buying another refit and just stealing the engines and modifying those. Give me 1 second. Oh, ow, 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 ow. There's the Reliant so far. Much flatter and straighter. The clips are helping, but it's just trying to train the parts. I've got supports mounted in here, pushing upward, so when it's all finally put together, it makes this as flat as I can get it. Because that should be flat across, and it's not. I still got to cut these out so I can install the resin pieces that go in there too. Hey, kitties. Girl. Dinner. Party. So if all goes well on the refit for now, I'm expecting Reliant to be probably, I want to say October. We'll really start working on it unless the bug bites me in the ass even harder and I work more on that first. We'll see what happens. Overall, the kit's not bad. The detail on it's great. Um, just wish it was a bit more refined. Hey, Flight Sim. How are things down under? Sure, why not? As long as you're not dying. Had enough death in my family recently. I don't want to hear about death in anyone else's. Not to say that, not to sound like I don't care, but just I've had enough of death recently. Oof. So you're a member of the Pinched Nerve Club too. Welcome. Coffee's in the corner. Have a seat. I also bought this to go in the hull of the refit, so when I get all of my different connections together, I can just screw them all in place. Should probably find a place to mount that before I go a lot further with it. Yep. And it's big enough that I can access it through the top of the hull before I glue everything together. I'll probably order another one for the Reliant. I just want to see how it goes on this one first. I was having those problems at 30, dude. So, and they are biting me in the ass every day now. So, I can sympathize. And to top it off, I smoked for the better part of my younger life. Quit a while back, but I know it's going to come up and bite me in the ass later. Probably. Half of mine was at the behest of the government. And I always thought it was strange. The military is all about smoking cessation. Let's stop smoking. But, we'll shove alcohol down your throat. And yet, alcohol was causing more immediate problems in the military than smoking. We are building the wiring harness for the Enterprise Refit. Sorry if I'm not working directly in camera. It's just very difficult to be at a comfortable angle to do it and still be in camera. And I know I just committed the biggest soldering sin of flinging. And I've also made good forward progress on flattening out the Reliance hull. I think part of it, when I was doing it before, um, dunking it in hot water made it malleable, but it made it all malleable, where that is not what I needed. And then I was also dealing with job hunting at the time, which is a very not good distraction to have when you're trying to concentrate on a expensive model kit. So I'm glad I took Solway's advice and Eagles, put it away for a while, and came back to it when I felt more ready. Oh, what just happened? Oh, it switched off. At least it switches off after a time, which is good. I got the other one charged and I tightened down its tip, so I didn't turn this light back on. Ooh. Now y'all can see how ugly I am. Not like that was ever a problem before, you know? I made changes too. I got a whole new hobby room. Let's add two more wires. We still have another strip to put on, but I still want to check for continuity before I go too much further. Make sure that all of them are working, and if not, I can go back and resolder the connections. Just hide the mirrors. Ah, my face! Hide the mirrors before I stream. Ooh, I didn't just tear anything with that, did I? And Flight Sim, thank you for the cheer. Every little helps. I think next I'll figure out how to get the cheer on YouTube going, if I'm even eligible for that. Whatever they call it. I forget what they call it. Um, Depending on the age, it may have only had one. It might not be wrong. It might just not be the right model you're thinking. Even though I really have reason to get the Super Wing Series F4 now, they just released the Wild Weasel. Yeah, I definitely check the age of the aircraft and the pylon type before you go modifying it to make sure you're not putting a contradictory thing on it. Oh yeah, they're all working. Yep. What? Mittens, huh? Oh yeah, these are all going really well. So one more to put on. I'm happy. I have a happy. What, Mittens? Do you want up? Get up. Come on. Come on. I'll make some butt room for you. There you go. Come on. Come on, big guy. There you go. Got my big squishy kitty behind me. And I'll say again, I am by no means a professional at soldering or making these kinds of connections. I am learning as I go along. And I've been on kind of a lighting kick lately with my models, so ooh, excuse me. Waiting for the light to go green on the soldering iron. There it goes. Okay. Come on, wire. Tin. There we go. But I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Today is my Saturday. Probably going to head out to the hobby shop tomorrow. And as I was saying earlier, pick up the paints for my Zentradi Regalt from Macross. And then also get a couple cans of Pearl White and some Tamiya black spray paint and probably white primer. So if I at least get the saucer done, I can light block it, check for any leaks, and then proceed to fix leaks. And once I get that done, my window mask should be here by then. I can mask off the windows, and spray the pearl white and basically get everything as ready as possible before I start decals. Decals will be the fun part. Because this whole model will be wallpapered. And I figure if I handle each part as its own assembly, we do the saucer, we do the neck, we do the engineering hull with the pylons, then we do the engines, then I can wire everything together, leaving the connections at the tops of the pylons bare, so I can just connect them, put the engines on. If there's no strong light leaks there, I might have to do some pre-testing on that. We'll see. At least that's the idea. Maybe while I'm at the RC shop, I can get some small connectors to connect all these together. I actually already have the primary warp lighting installed in the engines, and the beginnings of the lighting in the engineering hull as well. Just have to wire in the blinkies and refine some of the other lighting. That's more of the external hull flood lighting type stuff. Today we're concentrating strictly on the saucer, though. Okay. Let's tin these ends, and then we can install this in the saucer. Hope everybody watching on YouTube's having a good day. If you got any questions, say hey, or you can just hang out. The chat should show up here unless there's been an issue. Come on, tin. There we go. Why am I dinging? In the interim, while we're working on the Enterprise, though, we will be working on the Defiant, getting her lit up. Turn that off so there's no accidents. Find out why I'm dinging. I always like the look of the Vark with all those slats and fins opened up. But that is looking really good. All right, let's get you out of here. I'll have to get this connected on. This will be interesting. YouTube is coming through loud and clear, Aries. Oh, hold on. It's okay, Mittens. It's just me sneezing. I know you don't like sudden noises. Because you're a wuss. I gotta reconnect that one. That's great. This is why you don't sneeze while you're soldering. Damn it. No distractions right now, please. Fuck. Let's go ahead and give this one more continuity check now, since... Yep. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong there. I'll probably be cutting it soon. Me and long hair don't get along. Because I got that hair that grows in really thick and just gets really greasy no matter how many times you wash it. I'm not getting a man bun. I'm not young enough and I don't have enough anime tattoos for a man bun. There we go. All windows will be lit. Let's begin the great installing. Waiting to see what Aries thinks. Actually, the plan was to cut it tonight. Usually my hair gets this long and I start looking like Doc Brown from Back to the Future, just... Oh, hush you. I'd ask the ladies in the audience, but oh wait, I don't have any. And my wife's at work right now. She doesn't like me with long hair either. Let's connect the impulse engines up. Okay, now we have to get creative with the helping hands. There we go. Hey, Black Duck, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. All right, Flight Sim, catch you later. Have a good day at work. Alrighty, there's those. Get this final light patch installed, then we'll do another continuity test, make sure the impulse drive comes on. This one goes right in front of the engineering lights there. I am building a wiring harness for lights for the 1/350th scale refit Enterprise by Polar Lights. Saucer here. It's crude, but should do the job nicely. And I'm trying to see how much light I really need to put in for these windows here and the ones on the lower saucer, because these might make more light than we're expecting. If I can get the wires to cooperate and go to their home. Going to turn off the lights here, so it's going to get kind of dark. You'll see some bleed through the plastic. That'll take care of in the painting phase. Yeah, I'll definitely need to put some strips in the convex area there. Damn, that is bright on the edge, though. Yeah, the impulse crystal's probably going to need its own light, too. But the edge windows are looking good, as are the impulse engines. Okay. I think for this, let's see what shapes we've got to work with here. I think we'll bounce it. I can put one strip here, probably right in this area, which will bounce up into here and light these windows. And I just popped out the impulse crystal. Yay, I'm an idiot. Um, and then probably a strip here and a strip here, right? That will light up these windows. And then I can wire these two into this loom. And I can connect the one here just down into the neck. Because I've got to do a strip right here to illuminate the neck. So, yeah. But we'll go with the smaller strip for the impulse crystals. So whereabouts do you sit? I didn't even glue that in. That's just pressed in. Okay. So I'm not an idiot. I only think I am. But let's get it glued in now. But first, that way I'll know where to put my strip for the impulse. For this, I probably will make a frosted piece of plastic that goes there, or get a thin piece of white plastic. How transparent is this? Because it says to use a blue LED. I don't want to do that. I think that would concentrate the color too much for that particular thing. If you watch the films, the impulse crystal is very, very pale blue. It's not like an intense royal blue. It's inserted better. What is going on here? I don't know. So if you don't mind my asking, what brought you to my channel? Just curious, so I can start catering things better. I'm starting out on YouTube a little bit fresh myself. I've got my shorts going, which, you know, started out the attention, but now I'm going into streaming on it. And I'm just trying to figure out what works for me. Okay. See, I think I'll install the LED strip there and get the other one going below. Run those through the next strip. Okay. Oh, cool. So it was just a random pass-by. I'm just trying to figure out how it works so that way I can just engage people better. And I figured just a lot of passing by random interest would be the major factor in it. Everybody else is like, oh, use the algorithm, use that. I would. If they'd leave the algorithm alone for 5 minutes so we could use it. Okay. So I'm going to wire in. Yeah, I'll use these for this lighting, and I'll use my short strip for that one. So I need 3 of them. Get my helping hands back out here. So these are the 2 that are going here. They'll need to patch in. Okay, random brain stupidity here. So I'm going to wire two of them together and then just join them in once. It's not always wise to make your lights in series because if one goes out, the rest go. How much am I going to need? Let's get you out of here for a second. Bridge. Okay. Well, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I try and answer them the best I can. I have no sponsors or anything like that, so I can give you an honest answer as far as what I think works for things like that. Got no image to protect. I might have to put this soldering iron on charge shortly. The battery, so if you know the layout of the Starship Enterprise, you know how it's got the saucer, then the neck, then the engineering hull, and all that. This kit comes with a stand that I put a hollow brass tube in, so the battery is actually going to go down in the base. It's just going to be a 9-volt battery. That's why I'm going LED. Other people are like, oh, 12 volts and this and that. I'm like, I don't need that. It's too bright for me. It just, everything's too sharp. I'm trying to make the ship look how I see it on screen, not be this big, bright LED Christmas tree that I see like a toy, you know? I mean, it is a toy. But I'm trying to emulate how it looks on the screen, not every LED and every window be an ultra bright light source. Get these tinned. If it wants to. No worries, Aries. Yeah, I don't know if the YouTube comments are showing up on Twitch or vice versa, but this is being simulcast on there. So I also have people on Twitch watching Black Duck. They comment too. I do have to say, now that I'm getting the hang of it, I do really like these battery powered soldering irons. Ooh, those tinned really well. Yeah. I'll just letting you know. So if you hear me talking to people that you're like, okay, why is he answering that or why is he saying that? You know the answer. make it work. I may have done a dumb thing, but I'll make it work. Because now that I'm putting this in here, I'll be able to tie the bridge lights into the upper light loom through these. So, unknown problem solved. Or, yeah. That'll work. Just like that. Okay. And then I can run these wires over to here. And you're more than welcome to tune in on Twitch as well. Ah, gotcha. I'm kind of a big geek myself, so. Let's get our wires tinned. I'll hold off on the other end just to be safe. Why did I do that? Turn on. So what do you like to do for your hobbies? So let's get this one charging. And we'll get the other one out. It's probably still got plenty of life left in it, but I just want to be sure. I'm using it for a good almost 2 hours. Okay. I've never been much of a gambler myself. Okay, got good continuity there. Unless you're talking like card games like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. Okay, there's that. I'll have to install a couple LEDs right here, so that's good. Let me throw another layer of light block on the LED here. Once that's done, I should be able to install the bridge here. And get that wired in too. What, kitty cat? Who is that? Marmar. All right, you have a good day. Thanks for watching. See you again later. Blue LED strip that I have no use for right now. I'll think of something later. Damn it! Super glue snapped again. I'm just gonna let it dry, and we'll come back to that chunk of shit. Let's wire up the impulse crystal one. Right? I need to go grab the neck off the engineering hull. Because I'll be putting that and the impulse crystal light on the same line. And I need to just give my eyes a break. So, be right back. I temp assembled everything and now I can't get it apart. One engine off. Two engines off. This isn't even glued. This is just pushed in. I don't want to break the tabs. There we go. Good. So I'm not doing that again until it's ready to go together. Yeah, I've got a strip of LED here shining upward to get some of the windows and some of the stuff here. And then there's going to be another strip shining downward to get all the stuff that's missed. It's the downward one I've got to figure out right now. And I also have to do a strip in here, inside the planetary sensors. But let me give you a treat. Since I did go through the effort of getting these figured out. Now, they'll seem less purple once they're fully hooked up because these get painted a steel color. Yeah, again, the camera just has no saturation. Maybe I should knock the saturation up a bit. So that's actually glowing a very, very clean purple. And I just put my hand in paint. I've got too much crap on my desk. I need to take a minute to get everything I don't need off of it, but let me see about getting the saturation right. Well, that's as good as it's going to get. But both engines are nice and... Oh, there we go. Looks like a black light now. But yeah, that'll come in nice and purple when it's ready. So I don't need you at the moment. Over here. So this is going here. But it's got windows that need to be lit a little more forward. So it needs to be right around here. To here. I may put another 6 strip of this stuff in there. Yeah, I can get more LEDs in the space. And then we have to figure out the torpedo launcher lighting. Okay, so there's that. Impulse, don't need this. Planetary. Oh, where'd it go? Sensor? I'm thinking another 6-strip right there. Yeah. Any day I can make some good forward progress on the refit is a good day. I've been having another period of so-called doldrums again lately, so it's been kind of putting me off, you know. Okay. So you are going to come through here and connect to here. So cut you there. Helping hands. A lot of the internal lighting on the engineering hull has already been done with these, and these are insanely bright. Per the inch that you have, or 2 inches, this is 3 LEDs. That's 6, and they're about the same size. So you're actually getting more light in the area. And then since I'm relying on a lot of bounce lighting, right? Can you even see what I'm pointing at here? Okay. Since I'm relying on a lot of bounce lighting, this is actually slightly better. There's going to be some more work with some singular LEDs, but I'm just trying to lay in the basic wire loom first so that way I can go back to that and tap into it where I need to. But we have made some good progress today. A lot for 2 hours. And I hope that my videos are showing people what not to do when they attempt to do this model as well. Come on, turn up. There we go. Are we waiting for this to warm up? Is the saturation too high? Or is it about right? I feel like it's too high almost. Like the orange is a bit too overpowering. Everything's too reddish. Let's knock it down just a hair. Still a bit weird, but we'll live with it. Where'd my solder go? There it is. These connectors are so tiny. These pads, I should say. Connectors. Sorry if I'm mumbling to myself, too. Bit of a short there. That's better. Okay. Excellent. Now the windows are masked off. I just want to see how it's going to do. That should be all right. Yeah, it'll come out the sides nicely. And a little bit stronger out the front. I could almost glue the planetary sensor dome in and call it a good day. Actually, I think I can. There's nothing else that goes there. Yeah, I already masked off the lenses for the windows. Yeah, I'm going to glue that on. One less piece rattling around. Alrighty. So I am going to do something very strange here. Let's get the impulse light in and the strip down here for the upper part of the bridge in. And we can route them together. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to route all this because I hate having a lead that goes up that I have to solder together then sandwich together because that crap always gets caught. So part of me is thinking just do here, here. I'll splice them all together up here. One big splice. That way I can coat it in liquid tape before I do the final assembly. And that way I've only got the 2 wire bundles heading out the hole for the upper and the lower. Going down through the neck. Neck will be lit independently. Yeah. Let's do that. So the little one for there. We'll do a 6er for the upper part of the hole. Another 6er for the I'm probably getting a little stupid with this, but it's the only way I could think of. So this one's just going to go here. Sorry, I'm tossing things around in my brain. So this one here, that one there. Yeah, my brain's kind of loose inside right now, so you're not wrong. You're going to see some ugly wire twists coming up soon, but it is what it is. But I think you, of all people, have seen some pretty damned ugly wire twists in your time. But hey, we've had forward progress. Hey, the jet didn't crash, right? So I hear Boeing's going through some shit right now because of that door that blew off. Apparently, it came out that they signed off 3 times on a sensor that was saying that there was a cabin pressure fault and allowed it to fly like that. And there's a guy came by my work that works for them, and he's having to deal with the fallout from it. Wire does not want to tin again. There we go. Fuck. I thought my finger just hit the button to turn off the soldering iron. Damn it, Bobby. So I don't know if Solway's still hanging out. Does it feel good to be home? I know, aside from Nick's, a certain kitty cat didn't want you to leave either. He was sitting on your luggage. Impulse. Spam risk, as much as I'd like to call a Indian scammer a benchode right now, I really don't want to. I'm in the middle of a stream, and I'm not smart enough to be a scam baiter. Scam baiting. If you look up pierogi or scammer payback, things like that, there are people that actually find out the numbers to these call centers, call them, waste their time, reverse hack their computers through their connection software, and they actually like destroy the call center as best they can without being there. I just had a scam call come through that was spoofing a Florida number. I just turned it off. Normally I'd answer it, call the guy a benchode, have him swear at me, and then hang up. I think it's cool that Churches did a song for the album, and I hear it on the radio all the time here. They did the actual Death Stranding closing credits music. Second game's due out next year. And I don't know what the in-universe explanation is, but Higgs is back. Yeah, Death Stranding 2. Norman Reedus is back. Instead of being in America this time, they're going through Europe. And, what's his name? The director of Mad Max even has a part as a character in it now. George Miller. Okay, that works. Yeah, get on YouTube. Look, there's actually previews out. There's been previews since 2020 or no 2022. Sorry, the game came out in 19. Be forewarned, the trailers do spoil a few things. But if they're spoiling that much, it makes you wonder what's going on in the rest of the game. Damn it. Yeah, this is going to be some ugly, ugly twistings. I got an idea. It might not be centered, but it doesn't need to be. There we go. You can yell at me later for this, Eagle. These are long, but I'm going to leave them that way. I want to be able to patch into this and just go straight down the hole. Just got to remember to get some liquid mask, or not liquid mask, liquid electrical tape from work on Thursday. Friday. I forget which day. Part of me is drawing a brain fart. Sorry. do this. Did you not know there was a second Death Stranding coming? I could have sworn I told you about it. So did you get the soundtracks, or did you just find like Low Roar's albums and stuff like that? Neck light. I might make a secondary hole just to feed this through. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. I don't want my main trunking taken up for the upper saucer. The wire there. That's fine. Oh, it's not just a gun. It's not just a gun. What's another name for a guitar? That's honestly Hideo Kojima at his finest. That kind of oddness. We don't know. But something has happened to allow the Death Stranding to begin again. it wouldn't be unusual, but at the same time, Kojima doesn't like to keep good characters down. And if anyone knows anything about Metal Gear Solid, we're all getting like Gray Fox vibes from that Cyber Ninja thing. And the baby crying, I mean, it might be telegraphing it a bit much, but that might be Lou. I think, possibly. Yeah, but Kojima does shit like that in his games where you think they're dead, but they're not. And who's this girl they pulled out of that cocoon with the octopus tracks on her arms that shoot out timefall? That's better. I feel more comfortable with this setup. If you had, I mean, if you had looked at the first Death Stranding by just the previews, you would have thought it was just as strange, but it actually turned out a little more normal than we thought when you actually play it. And that's the main thing about Kojima. His stuff starts out weird as shit, but it all does make a weird kind of sense by the end when you actually have it in context. The original Death Stranding's promotionals went the exact same way. They were just off the wall, batshit crazy. Yeah, same here. And then once you've unlocked the track, you can actually listen to it on your music player back in the base. Like, kind of like if you had an MP3 player hooked up, you could just kind of listen to it in game. Yeah, I agree. All right, so I need neck. Where's neck? Neck, where'd you go? There you are. I can always cut it shorter if I need to. Through the neck, into the engineering hull. There's still a lot more lights I've got to add to the upper hull, but the lower hull's pretty much good. Or the lower saucer. But I want to do a splice test. I'll probably just use masking tape for right now to secure these 2 points. Nothing's going to be glued together yet as far as the upper and lower saucer. Let's turn you back on. And I've got to frost the glass from the inside. That way it'll refract better. I know. Ugly wiring. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just kind of concentrating on this. Got the Leon the Professional soundtrack playing in the background, too. There we go. I got a good melt on. There. Now just to insulate these for testing. Some of it anyway. Not perfect, but good enough for now. And I'll be taping these down, securing them into the inside of the hull when everything's said and done. So it's not going to be like it's just all flopping around inside. Grr, arg. Fingers work. Loosely. Please, there we go. All right. Up and out of the way. Where's my battery? All right. Turn out the light. So yeah, we'll be good there. Neck should be really good. Let me do this. I'm going to get the upper saucer and see how everything kind of looks held together. Make sure that this light and these lights are doing their job. I still have to add the perimeter LEDs and the bridge into the system. Once they're in, though, I might be sealing this up. Damn it, stay in. Just lightly snap together, damn it. There, good enough. So I don't have the bridge wired in. I want to rethink what's going on there. I might sleeve that LED in a piece of styrene and just glue the whole thing in. Ground, positive. Everything came on though. We're getting good impulse crystal. We're getting good BNC deck. Yeah, once those are frosted, they'll look really nice. All the main windows are coming through good. No bleed of the red into where the impulse crystal is. Yeah. Just got to frost the glass, install those final LEDs. But I need lunch. It's 3:30 here, so it's a bit late for lunch, but I need something to eat. And it's been almost 3 hours for the stream. Not bad. So thank you everybody for watching. Thanks again to Aries for the resub and to Flight Sim Race Sim for the bits. Every little helps. Things are progressing a little quicker now. So, once I get the bridge sorted and those LEDs sorted, I can seal up the saucer and then start painting decals on that. Do it all separately. I may even install the neck into the saucer after I do the torpedo LEDs, just so I know that's all complete. And that way this can all be assembled into the engineering hull on its own. I can paint and decal the neck as well. I'll be able to access it easily enough. So thanks again for watching. Might be back on later tonight. I don't know. If we are, it'll be something not this. So have a good night.